Yo, this is James Lights Out Tony, the one and only. You are tuning into Philly Fight World. You see me? BAM!
There's fight news, there's fight analysis. This is Philly Fight World with your hosts, Blake Anthony and Rasul, aka DJ Sooly Sool. Now it's going in here with the ones and twos. Going to talk about the boxing world, news, drama, strangeness, youngsters bringing up their name. I don't know. It's just a whole bunch going on. There's a lot of. I just feel like there's a lot of questions and not a lot of answers right now. So me and Sooly are going to break all that down here for you and just talk about it a little bit, plus some clips. Sooly, where do you want to start?
Hey, man, good to see you, bro.
Yep.
Good to be here another day. Like always, man, and as we say, it's always something going on in boxing. And we got some drama for another week, man. It doesn't stop. Your buddy, Mr. Tio, let's start with him. And the crazy thing is, I think for the last, about 3 shows we done did, his name just keeps popping up every week. For the wrong reason.
What's the DJ say? And another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Bring it back. Come rewind.
And bring it back. bring it back. Bring it back.
Oh man, listen, man. Let me tell you, if they say that, well, his name is staying in the news, so I guess it's good for him. It's not positive.
Good news, right?
Any news, good news, and definitely for him, it's not good news. It's all negative, man. For the last 3 weeks, well, for the last month, we've been talking about this man.
It hasn't been positive. The only thing we talked good about was the fight that he had probably the best showing of that night in New York. Yeah. But go ahead.
There you go. And from that, since that fight, it's just been downhill. My man can't stay out of his own way. Leaving that fight, like we talked about, he was the best. He put on the best performance that night. No doubt, everybody who watched it could tell that. And then he went on his rant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, quiet rant at first. He called out Boots.
Yeah,
and then that went on.
Looking for his boots.
Yep, that went on for probably about a week or two. Mm-hmm. And everybody was waiting and hear the response from Boots. And we finally got the response that we talked about. We said we don't see the reason why Boots should fight him. And because it was not a legacy fight, which Boots wants.
Correct.
And so improved, he didn't take the fight. Moving on, he went on his rampage that we talked about again. He went on X and just talked about Turkey, talked about whoever else, and just went on a rant. Called the man a dictator, Dictator,
yeah.
Dictator, and Dictator.
Yeah.
And he just went on from there. Can't stay out of his own way. Then ended up apologizing to the man. And then somehow got an offer to fight Mr. Devin Haney.
Yeah, that was official. That was a thing.
Yeah, and it's surprised. I think that's kind of shocked everybody because one day you have him going off on X, and then all of a sudden we just hear out of nowhere where he's going to fight Devin Haney, and the word was it was a pretty much done deal. They wanted to fight for the welterweight at 147.
Mm-hmm.
They agreed on a catch weight at 145. And everything was pretty much a done deal except Tio's signature. I think Haney signed the contract. And from the word coming out of, the camp, the Haney camp, is the man just walked away from the fight. $11 million he was offered, didn't want to take the fight.
Right.
and Haney, and we've heard of that fight before in the past, Haney and Teo, but for some reason it never came about. Fast forward to today, 2025, and it's not going to happen. Why? Because Mr. Teo can't get out of his own way.
You keep saying that line. It's got to be true, right?
I mean, he goes on rant. He goes on these rants, and we talked about with Brian Norman Sr. Last episode. He goes on these rants, and he said he want to fight this person, he wants to fight that person, and then when it's time to put it up, he somehow swindles out of it, just creeps out of it. So I don't understand. I don't get it. He crawls into it.
I like how you say that, swindles out of there.
Like, come on, like what are you doing? Like, come on, like, and you get the opportunity. A lot of these fighters don't have the opportunity to make this type of money, man. You walk away from 11 million, and you claimed and talked about how you didn't make $1 million in a fight and blah this and blah that. You want your opportunity. You get offered $11 million.
$11 million.
That's, first of all, for that to be offered to you after you done talk trash about the man who's giving you the money to put on the fight.
And they gave you the money.
And you walk away from it? It's something, I mean, yeah, like something is wrong. Something is wrong. Who knows? But it just doesn't look. A normal person just doesn't do that, man. You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
There's only one thing you can say to that.
What the fuck is going on?
But I just have no idea, man. I think you said it best. It's just you were complaining about not getting money, then getting the money, and then backing out of the fights at the last minute. It's like you just want to lead them on just enough right before they hook it, and then you just want to jump out. I'm like, I just don't. I don't. Is this the tactic now? Like, what was it? Is this what we're doing? I don't know. You be around these guys. Can you explain this at all? Have you seen this at all ever?
Never seen it. Never seen it. You got fighters who want to fight, and they're not even taking 11 million. They're not even taking $1 million. And you get offered these fights, these big name fights, with big money, and you step away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? You're not being professional. That's the first thing. You're not being professional because you go on your rants on X and just talk about the people who signing the checks for you. And this is not the first time. This is not the first time. He done went through managers. He went through promotion companies, top ranks. He done talked about, he did the same thing with Bob Arum and so on and so on. And he just continues to do it. From this point, I don't see how any promoter takes time to even mess with him. It's like, come on, man, you giving chance after chance, and you keep burning these bridges. Come on.
Suddenly there ain't gonna be no bridge left.
That's it. You bite the. First of all, the man that's given. We talked about it in the last episode. Yeah. The man that's giving out the money.
You talking shit too,
and you just talking. Calling the man out his name. And then the man turn around after all that and say, hey, it's business.
Yeah, it's business. He set the bullshit aside. He said, yo, I'm trying to make money. I don't give a damn what this boy talking about. Let's just get this money. And you could just either put up or shut up. You know what I mean? And if you don't believe what me and Sooly are talking about, hell, I even play this clip for you from Brian Norman Sr. to explain about Teofimo's contract negotiation tactic. I don't know what the hell you call it, but let's check it out.
To move up, gain another title before he turned 27, and make history. And that's why I don't know if y'all, again, I listen to everything. I don't know if y'all listen to the interview with Mark Kriegel. That's what the whole thing, listen to me. You can go back and check for yourself. Right before Teofimo fight, Bob Arum himself personally and nobody else. Trust me, I looked. Bob Arum only and nobody else went to screaming about Teofimo and Brian Norman Jr. YouTube world started screaming about Teofimo and Brian Norman Jr. This went on for a week or so. I noticed Teofimo ain't said a fucking word. Nobody else said a word from that side. Nobody else said nothing. Teo never called my son out. Teo never said my son's name. I'm like, Bob is the only one saying this because that was the play initially for Giovanni. So I guess he figured, okay, now you got to fight Norman, right? Teo didn't get the memo or didn't like the memo.
That part. He either didn't get the memo or he didn't like the memo.
Yeah,
I don't know. Either or both. I don't know. We just, like I said at the beginning and the pre-talk before we started talking, we have more questions than answers at this point. Like I said, I don't know if it's a tactic. I know in sports we use tactics to try to get things that we want, but I don't know what this is. People first thing to holler about is CTE and stuff like that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I think we were talking earlier. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is him, Teo, saying to himself, why should I fight Haney? Because there's nothing to gain from it. Belts. I think he wants to, if I'm guessing right, I mean, if I'm just in his defense, maybe he wants to win another title at another weight class. And that's the reason why he called out Boots. Maybe that's what it is. But I mean, you get a fight for $11 million. The man talked about how he was going through a divorce, how he needed the money, so and so. I mean, maybe he didn't want his wife them to go to divorce court and her to get half. I have no idea. But it just seems like week after week after week, we trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with this man. And it's come to a point where this is his track record. You know what they say, a leopard doesn't change his spots. This is him. This is this man. I'm pretty much tired of talk about him.
Yeah,
because it's not for fights. We're gonna talk about you. Yeah, if we're gonna talk about you, let us talk for the good. You getting in there, you making these good fights, and we talking about you. We talking about you for the wrong reasons, and it's been going on for the last month.
It's like every time we pop up, when I send stuff about boxing back and forth all the time, and it's just one thing after the other, and then we send it to you, and I just get this first movie clip in my head.
But wait, there's more.
It's just nonstop.
Nonstop.
And just like nonstop, we're gonna stop talking about Teo and move on to something more productive. Now, this is beating the dead horse at this point. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. What I don't know anymore.
A month straight. Damn shame.
And speaking of Teo, let's say moving on. Let's talk about somebody else that just had a media day talking about Teo again, but in a different light. Let's check this out.
You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't want to. I want to challenge. I want somebody that's really going to fight me, and I feel like who's really going to fight me is Teofimo.
But is Teofimo going to fight you though? Can these fights be made between top ranking of the zone fighters? Like, does that cross the fence thing?
Come on, Evan. Come on, Evan. Come on.
Come on,
Evan.
Come on, pop in. I'm talking. Oh, my bad. With the Turkey Island shit thing going on, I thought they got their own.
Was it 11 million? Because Turkey was going to move the Boots money to you, right?
So what happened was, Turkey put me and Teo on the phone, and he kept complaining about not fighting me instead of fighting Boots. And Turkey said, "What are you talking about Boots for? You got Keyshawn right here trying to fight you." for the same amount of money he's gonna get to fight Boots. So he just don't want to fight me for some reason, scared, whatever. I don't know. But Tio really don't want to fight me. But at the end of the day, I feel like a scared fighter is the best fighter. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go in there and be on my P's and Q's when I fight Tio.
Is this the last we'll see at 135 then, or because the Tank fight?
Here we go again. Somebody else talking about he running from him. I guess the story continues.
There you go, man. Shout outs to YSM, man.
Yeah,
Jamil over YSM. Yeah, we got that clip from him, man. Shout out to Mill. Mill been doing it for a minute now, man. He's been holding it down for the city, man. But yeah, just like the man said, man, like put him on the phone. Another one. I mean, here we go. We got another fighter he was offered. He didn't want it. Getting the same amount of money that you were going to get fighting Boots. And you walk away from that. An easier fight, first of all. I mean, that's an easier fight. You're going to fight Keyshawn for the same amount of money that Turkey was going to give you the same amount of money that she was going to fight Boots.
What you say, layup?
Like, are you kidding me? You're not going to get your butt whipped by Boots. You might lose to Keyshawn, but even in that fight, I would take Tio over Keyshawn. Me personally, I think he would beat him. But you walk away from that too. Here we go. We still talking about this, man.
But
and
wait,
it's just
there's more.
It never stops. It never stops.
It never stops. Like, and the sad thing about it, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter.
This is the sad part. He's a good fighter. He ain't no slouch.
It has to be mental. It has to be, man. You said somebody talked about CTE. Something got to be going on, man. Something has to be going on.
That's what people say. They like to throw that CTE out. So I don't know how true it is or not.
Well, it's something. We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is. It's dumb turning down money. Like if he just want to say he doesn't want to, or just tell him secretly, hey, I don't want to take this money right now till after the divorce, so she doesn't get it. People would totally understand. Just say that. Just say that because we get that. That's smart. To wait for the divorce. That's what's smart. Nobody's mad at that. If that's your reason.
That was the rumor that when Tom Brady, that was the rumor when Tom Brady retired. He said he was going to retire. After the divorce, he came back, and signed a contract. And
like money the Fox one, especially the Fox one,
So that was the rumor, but it's smart. But like you said, if that's the case, tell the person who's writing the check for you. Tell them, listen, I'm going through a situation right now. I don't want to fight right now, but when this divorce is over, but here we go again. We're making excuses for the man because none of us know. We all trying to figure him out. And
that's the most logical answer because the rest of the shit he's talking about, I have no clue.
No, I have none. No clue at all. But moving on, of course, that clip you just played, Keyshawn. Got a big fight this weekend. I believe they're fighting in Virginia, his home state. He's fighting De Los Santos, and which is a good fighter. It's a good step up fight for Keyshawn.
You like the fight itself?
I like the fight itself. Oh yeah. It's going to be a good fight. It's two guys that fight. You don't have to. It's not like you got one guy who wants to fight and another guy who just doesn't fight. These two guys bring it. De Los Santos, his last fight was, I believe, was against Shakur. Was last year. I believe that was his last fight. But that Shakur fight, he took Shakur to the distance. And And if you remember, that's when Shakur started getting the back, the talk about him not wanting to fight. Him in there not giving the performances that people want to see. I disagree. He's just a master of what he do. He boxes. He's not in there trying to take your head off and knock you out. Shakur is what he does. He has good defense. He moves his feet. He's going to jab you, step back. When you're throwing, he step back. He's avoiding what you throw out. At the end of the day, what Floyd said, it's either the game is to get to hit or not to get hit and not to get hit. So Shakur right now, he's the master of it. And but like I said, it was a good fight, went the distance. So he's a good fighter. He was I actually seen him live, I believe it was probably 2 years ago in Atlantic City. He fought on the Boots Villa undercard. He got a big win that fight. He looked good. Like I said, he's a good fighter, good, strong, fast, got nice jab. What they had the press conference today, of course. What kind of stood out to me, how tall Keyshawn looked compared to him. He got some inches on him, so I think Keyshawn that should work at his advantage, his jab, his movement. But it's going to be a great fight, man. It's a great card right there. You got Abdullah Mason, man, and he's on the undercard. One of the new faces, fresh faces of boxing, young, getting exposure. He's on the undercard, so it should be a good card. It should be a good night of boxing, period. And of course, during this press conference, him and Keyshawn went back and forth. So, they sparked some words against each other. And we might even see that fight in the future, which I wouldn't want to see it right now. I think both fighters are young, early in their career. I don't even think both of them even got 20 fights yet. No. I wouldn't want to see. I would like to see them both, Bob Arum continue to build them up both and see what fights they could get. I wouldn't want to see them together fighting, but it makes for a good fight. But as you can see, that's the height advantage that I didn't think Keyshawn had over him. But that's going to be a rumble. That's going to be a good fight, man. It's going to be fireworks. And we'll see what happens. A little shove there. You like that, Get everybody hyped for the fight, And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, man. How about you? How you feel about this one?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a good card. A good card, good fights lining up. Youngsters, you get to see the guys moving up. Like you said, they're not even in the 20+ fights yet. They'll get there. And they'll be in the same conversations as Teofimo, same conversation as Norman, Haney, those guys. Those guys eventually, if they end up fighting them, they'll be on the back end of their careers. Like Boots and a lot of these guys are, in their prime right now. Norman's on the younger side, being at 23. Mm-hmm. But you'll see a lot of those younger guys probably get these fights. Keyshawn and Abdullah probably fight these guys maybe sometime later on in their careers when they get some more wins under their belt. So those are just things you can look forward to moving on in the boxing. You're getting to see the development of everything right now. Only thing in boxing right now I think is kind of stagnant is, kind of the heavyweight division. Kind of still juggling the same guys around here, still talking about Fury, even retirement, OC, talking about the other fellow, I forget his name now. He was undefeated for it. Anthony Joshua. Talking about fighting Fury coming out of retirement. But more than that, these welterweight, middleweight, light,
lightweights. That's where the action is right now. The action is that light. Yeah, it's being middleweight.
That's where all your fighters are right now.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Heavyweight, you're still juggling the same guys, still trying to get some press, squeeze as much out of it that you can. But maybe hopefully soon we'll talk about them You know, the Dubois and all that. You know, he's got a sister coming out who's coming up in the ranks now. And, you know, like I said, you got a lot of stuff coming, which is good. You got a lot of talent coming up now in the future, so to keep this going. But heavyweight, they got to find some more stars in that division right now, because that's really the only place right now. I don't think there's a lot of star power going on right now, a lot of big fights. But this class we just talked about, welterweight, lightweight, middleweight, this is where it's at right now.
Definitely. And like you said about the heavyweight division, it's not too much going on, especially coming from the U.S. You know, the U.S. doesn't have any big.
Nope. Waiting for the next star.
We waiting for the next U.S. heavyweight star to come up, and we haven't had that in a while. We haven't had it. We had these fighters coming from the UK, you know, the Joshuas and the Usrics and you know, all those over there in Europe, and you know, the UK and Europe and all over that side of the world. We haven't had that American heavyweight. It's been some time now, man, and it's a shame because we've always had that. We've always had that in boxing, and right now it's scarce right now. So we'll see what happens in that division, but we got some good fights coming up. Like I said, starting Saturday. This is a great card. You get to see some young, fresh fighters that's, you know, not in their prime yet, but right at that doorstep, man.
Yeah, right at the door.
And so it's a great, like I always say, it's a great time for boxing, man. It's always something going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to keep cycling. That's why I pointed out those guys now branching out and the way of moving on. Right now, you've got it. Like I said, you even got the women's. You know, I try to talk about the women's boxing. You got that going on while that rides. Just keep going right now with boxing. And we'll be right here to give you all the content, interviews, talking to people. Try to get as many interviews as we can. Got some big ones coming up, some media personalities that have been around the game for years. We got interviews lined up. So over here at Philly Fight World, I know to a lot of y'all, we're pretty, you know, some may heard of us, but we're bringing out content as much as we can. We talk boxing all the time. You guys want to write us and ask questions, or somebody you guys want to see get an interview with or stuff like that, by all means, reach out and say so. We try to get as many as we can, young and upcoming, current champions, post champions. Just try to keep as much content on boxing as we can. We just keep going because we talk boxing almost every day, Sooly and I.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it's a great time for boxing. Like I said, boxing has always been one of my favorite sports, man. Growing up, you know, watching the greats, man. You talk about the Alis, the Foremans, the Larry Holmes. I hate to say that name, man. I told you about my Larry Holmes story, man.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, he beat my guy up, man. Ali up, man. I still don't like the man to this day. But that's another story. But anyway, yeah, it's you know, it's boxing, man. It's a great time. And plus you got a downtime right now between sports. You got the NBA season coming to an end.
Yep. NHL, just baseball right now.
Exactly. You got, you know, you got baseball. Baseball is baseball. I'm not, man. But we got something to hold us down until football season gets here, of course. And boxing, the beautiful thing about boxing is all year round.
Yeah.
And we got some stars. Yeah, it's constant, man. And we getting fights every few weeks. We getting the good fights, man. So once again, Saturday is a good card, man. Don't miss it. A lot of action going to be on this whole card, you know. So, and this is ESPN's last broadcast of Top Rank, I believe. So
Sooly predicts it's going to Amazon, but
that's what the talk is. Prime Video, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. I mean, as long as they get a TV deal somewhere and we go watch, hey, I'm happy with it. I don't care what station is on. We're going to watch it regardless. So it could be on PBS. It could be on NBC, whoever. We'll keep an eye on it because we love boxing.
We'll talk about it.
We'll definitely talk about it, man. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll come back after this, after Saturday, we'll come back, talk about the fight, see what happens, see what the results are.
We'll go from there.
We move on.
Well, appreciate you guys watching. Tune in to Philly Fight World 215 on all social media platforms. Like, subscribe, and follow. And like I said, we'll always bring you content. And Sooly and I get out of here. We're your hosts, and we'll end this as we always do. It ain't always as hard as you can hit. It's as hard as you can get hit. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Yo, this is James Lights Out Tony, the one and only. You are tuning into Philly Fight World. You see me?